Alright gang, welcome back to our luxury tax challenge here on Mecklenburg. It is now April, and we are putting oat in the ground. Now technically, we could have put oat in the last episode, but we didn't do that. We decided to wait till April, so we're going to have some oat going in here. Now I already have the workers started on doing the ups and downs there, as you can tell. We're going to start off with the outside headland passes here. We're just going to try to tag team this and take care of this as much as we can. We are getting a very nice level of nitrogen put down on the ground here. It's going to be really good. We're going to get a very high yield out of this, and that's, well, honestly, it's kind of thanks to us making oilseed radish down first, and then kind of putting the lime down and getting everything set, right? This is going to be a really good yielding field for us, so I'm pretty happy about that. We'll be able to get 2 crops in the ground in one harvest season as well, so that's going to be good. Now, most of it's going to be either, you know, wheat or barley or whatever, but, you know, still, nonetheless, we are going to be able to get 2 done in the same harvest season, so that's going to be really good for us. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Things are pretty good here, man, all things considered. The workers doing some crazy stuff, as they normally do, but that's all right. We're able to get past them before we got in the way of the worker. Now, as far as our grass field goes, I don't think we need to do anything to the grass field today. I think it's in okay shape. Yeah, it's fine. So we probably don't need to take care of anything on the grass field. Really, most of today, I think, is going to be focusing on this area here. And when I say this area, I'm talking about this field specifically. We have $68,000 in the bank. We sold, obviously, we've been selling, you know, the stuff straight from the greenhouses, and that produced a little bit of money overnight for us, so that's nice. Not sure if there's anything in the used market today. I have not looked. There's a Nexet pack, which those things are kind of crazy. I utilized that in our survival challenge we did quite a while ago. Move my microphone here for a second, gang. We've got a couple of drills out here, actually. A planter and a drill, a seeder. And then a header for the potatoes. And then just a header for a forage harvester, too. So there's some decent stuff out there. Other than this one, I don't think really anything else is going to be within reason for us. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot there for us, unfortunately. Now, we are maxed out on digestate, so that is why nothing is moving here. So we have got to either find something to do with the digestate, whether that's we unload it and go sell it somewhere. But as a matter of fact, now that I say that, I'm pretty sure I didn't see anywhere to sell the digestate on the map, which means we will have to buy something. Just the buying station, right? I could buy digestate from the buying station we placed down. But I can't sell that there, so we either have to put down a selling point that where we can sell the digestate, or we're going to have to get a tanker where we can put the digestate into it and maybe utilize it to help with the fields a little bit, right? That's really the options we have here. Well, regardless, we're going to have to get some kind of a tanker to take the digestate out of there. Now, I could utilize our water tank that we currently have, but that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in the real world. So, we'll get a separate... hopefully the worker's not stuck there. I kind of feel like the worker's stuck. They're not moving, which makes me believe they are stuck. I would say they are 100% stuck, and they are, for whatever reason. Let's see if that fixes it. He's going to back up again here all the way to the end, isn't he? And he's going to get stuck again. Okay, maybe not. All right, well, I don't know what he got stuck. I don't know why he was stuck there, what he got stuck on, but I guess we got it sorted out, hopefully. I don't know what he's doing now. He's going to get stuck again. I can already see it. Anyway, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Things are good here, man. Things are really good, actually. Well, as far as Farming Simulator goes, things are really good. This is a big field, man. This is going to take us a while to do. Now, I don't know, besides, you know, putting down a selling point and maybe buying a tanker to get the digestate out. I don't know what else we'll actually spend as far as money goes today, so it's probably going to be another day that might have minimal impact on the park, but it's going to happen sometimes, right? There's going to be certain situations like today where you've got some maintenance stuff, as I would like to call it. You got to do some drilling, you got to do some stuff around the yard that doesn't require us to buy anything. So there's definitely going to be time periods where we're not going to have we're going to have no money to put into a park on one of the episodes, or it's going to be very little. I would argue last episode was very little, right? We only had like $600 and some odd we had to put in there. We ended up spending more than that, but I think we spent just slightly under it, actually, now that I say that, because we just put those pylons down. And that's just because over the last, handful of episodes or so, we've spent way more than we would have to based off this 10% rule that we've kind of put on ourselves. Now, if you just stumbled across this and you don't know what this is all about, basically the rules here are pretty simple. There's windmills in the background. There's some other ones on the map as well. I have to buy one of those windmills. They're all over $1 million, so that's not cheap by any means. I have to pay off our loan, which is just under $500,000 because we did pay a little bit of it off already. And finally, and the main true name for the challenge, the luxury tax challenge, and the main objective is anything that we purchase has a 10% fee tacked onto it. Now, that does not include your basic maintenance stuff, so like fertilizers and seeds and things like that. That doesn't count. It's only if I'm buying like a piece of equipment, or I'm buying a field, or I'm placing down a placeable, something like that. Those things count towards that. Otherwise, it does not. There are a few gray areas for sure that we're saying no to. If I do any leasing or anything like that, that does not count. Things like that, right? There's some gray areas for sure, but the main objective is to only tack on that tax whenever it's something that we actually purchasing for ourselves. We're actually going to own it. So if we look at the map here, you can clearly tell there, right? We're getting some pretty good areas here. We've got some yellows, we've got some greens, so this is going to be good. This is going to be a really good yield, man. It's not going to be perfect all the way across the board, and that's just based off of, the precision farming and the field itself, right? The field's not going to be all exactly the same all around. It's going to have ups and downs and flows in different areas that are going to be better or worse, right? And the worker's stuck again. Holy smokes, man, this worker. All right, let me see if I can fix this really quick. I'll try to go around the edge here, or the headland pass here. I don't know if this is going to fix it or not. I have a feeling it probably won't. But we're going to attempt to try to fix this ourselves here a little bit. Now, while the worker's having some issues here, it is really nice having the worker doing some of this for us. As you can tell, we are definitely making a lot of progress on this field, whereas if we didn't have this worker helping us do this, we would just now almost be done with our second headland pass, right? So this is definitely going to speed up our process for sure. Now, a lot of people would say, well, you could have just bought the attachment where you could have linked these together. You're right, I could. Would that save me a little bit of money? Yeah, it would. I don't know. I just kind of like doing it this way better, I think. Don't really have a specific reason to say that. It's just my preference. All right, we'll put it on a worker. We'll see how they do. Hopefully that helps. I don't know if it will, but I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping they don't continue to back up so far into that tree, since I've already got that taken care of, right? All right, we're on our last headland pass here. At least I think there was 3 headland passes on this field. I'm pretty sure. The lines sometimes get all twisted around here on where you want to go. You try to link it up and lock it onto one specific spot, and then it switches right before you lock it, and it goes to a different angle, so you got to reset it. That's mainly the reason why I still have these lines on. I've mentioned it many times before. I don't really like the lines on. I think it takes away a little bit from the immersion of the game, I guess, if you will. It's just my personal preference. There's not really a specific reason other than I just don't really love seeing the lines. But, you know, when you've got really complex fields and it's difficult to maneuver, I think it does make sense to have them on. I know I'm the only one probably that doesn't like the lines. But, yeah, it just don't. It's the same thing for me with all the different screens up, right? You know, and having the little icons up and all that stuff, right? All of that stuff is just personal preference. I don't really like having those up. Does it mean I miss things every once in a while that I probably would have not missed if I had them on? Yeah, probably so, but it's a price I'm willing to accept, I guess is how I'll put it. So we're not doing too bad here. We've got quite a ways left to go. We are now kind of working a little bit on the up and downs here on the end here. I'm just trying to clean this corner up a little bit better. This corner is always a bit of a nuisance here to try to take care of. So I'm just trying to clean this up, and then we will continue on the way that we were going before. Try to help the worker out a little bit as well. You know, the worker was just having issues, right? So if I can do some other things to help try to prevent that from continuing for the worker, then we're going to be better off. I don't have to continue to jump over to the worker and reset the worker, right? That's just taking up time that we can spend continuing this. So all right, let's reset this. I'm a little tired today, gang. It's been a rough week at work, and worse than I expected it to be, honestly. I know I've mentioned this a couple of times if you watch any of my other series, but people came into town that I wasn't actually expecting to be in town. I expected some of them to be in town for one day, but they came for like the whole week, and I've had to, you know, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. I had to entertain, I guess, is the word I'll use. That's not really the word I was looking for, but it'll work. Entertain them after work, right? So I haven't had as much time to work on videos as I had hoped, and that's I'm not complaining specifically about that. I'm just giving you the you know, the details of what's going on, whether you want to hear it or not. So because of those reasons, I've had less time to do videos at night, which is what I normally do, right? I go to work, I work 10 hours a day, whatever it is, and then I normally try to get 1 or 2 videos done at night. You know, I try to do one after work, and then eat, hang out with wife or whatever I'm doing, and then, you know, one later on at night before I go to bed. It's typically what I try to do. Really haven't been able to accomplish that this week, unfortunately. So the odds are, and it would have already happened by now, but the odds are I probably am not going to have enough videos ready to have one every single day while I'm gone, but I think I'll have enough where there might just be a one-day break, where there's one day where there's no video. But doing the best I can. I'll try to get as many out for you as I can. For those of you that are members, shameless plug, they do get early access to videos. So if you want access to that, or you want to become that, there's a link down below to support the channel. All right, I've yapped on for quite a while. Not really that great of yapping, honestly. I've kind of been all over the place. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, but we got through it, I guess. That's how I'll put it. I think we are done. Maybe we're not. Maybe we're not done. I guess there's maybe another headland pass. I might be incorrect big time on this, but nonetheless, we've got a ways to go still, but we've made really good progress. We're going to continue on here. We'll hopefully not have to fill up again, but I think there's a high chance that we might have to, based off how much is left and how much is actually in here, since we had this completely filled when we started. I think there's... All right, there you go. Way to go, Alfred. Way to go, buddy. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is I guess there's a chance that we may have to fill these back up again. But, you know, we've got plenty of solid fertilizer sitting over there. Not too much on the seeds, but there's plenty of solid fertilizer. So we will take care of it one way or another. We'll get it done. And, yeah, let's get to work. All right, well, that field is done, and as you can clearly see, we do have a perfect pH value and a perfect nitrogen value. Expected yield is somewhere between 88 and 89% in this area at least, so pretty happy with that, honestly. I did go ahead and stop the worker. The worker, for whatever reason, was going all the way to the very end before turning around. I think it's just the way that the GPS pathing works for the workers, but that's okay. We still got we got it accomplished, which was absolutely the main objective today. So that's good. Now, you know, I was thinking about, you know, one of these in the used market. I think the problem here is this one would be great, right? 12-meter width, that'd be fantastic. Basically, it would be the size of the two that we currently have put together, right? But I kind of like what we've got rolling right now. I know that might sound a little weird, but I do. I kind of like what we have going here. I can utilize the worker to continue doing something, and I can go off and you know, do something else if I need to. And then if not, like in this instance, where we're both working on the field together, it just gets done, you know, about the same amount of time it would if I just had one drill, that one that we could purchase, right? Since they're both about 6 meters, that's 12 meters. You put them together, it'd be about the same amount of time no matter which way you cut it, right? So I'm actually happier by not buying that. So I'm not going to for the time being. Maybe eventually down the road we probably will. But right now I think I'm good with having both of those running for the time being. So I'm not going to pick that one up. Okay, so that was the main objective today. So that is done. So I'm happy with that. We could do some contracts today, or we obviously spend a little bit of money like I was talking about. That's the other option, and I'm kind of leaning towards the latter there, spending a little bit of the money. $68,000 is a decent amount of money. It's not a lot. We are not able to buy any fields around us, as we've mentioned before. Those fields are super expensive. There's only about one field we probably could purchase with that, and it's this one up here. I'm not against buying it, $53,000, but you know, this is the one. It is ready to harvest, so I guess that's the bonus here. But it is a very small field for $53,000 in my eyes. You know, if I'm going to buy another field, really, I think I'd prefer to buy, I don't know, maybe like 31 or 19 here. But they're $214,000. You know, we're nowhere near that. So, anyway. What do we got out here contract-wise? We've got some fertilizing contracts we can do, which would be helpful. There's some hoeing contracts, which we haven't done one of those on this series yet. I do like doing the hoeing contracts, and then another stone-picking contract we can do. Okay, so that's an option. I think what I would prefer to do right now, though, is find something to get rid of that digestate out of the BGA so we can continue to process the grass there and make us some more money. So there's a couple choices we can go with here. I'm kind of leaning towards one of these, and the reason why I'm leaning towards one of these is because, you know, we have the chance that we can utilize it for manure, etc., right, to spread it on the field, which I think makes a lot of sense. The only one really we can afford is this Farm Tech or this little tiny guy down here, but we're not going to buy that one. So yeah, I think this Farm Tech is what we're going to have to go with, and maybe make an upgrade for it later on, right? But we also need to do a sell point, right? If we're going to sell it, which is what I didn't mean to go in there, which is what we're going to do at least initially, because we've got to get, you know, some of it out of here. But then once this gets filled up again, if we have our trailer that is full, then what are we going to do with it, right? We have to find somewhere to sell it. So I think a sell point should be on the docket for us. Now, I don't really know which ones will or will not, you know, be able to sell digestate. I'm going to have to kind of look at these for a minute. I mean, I like the idea of this, but I don't really think it fits in with what we're doing here. I'm not really planning to do some kind of farmer's market of any sort. Maybe, you know, have a little stall here on the corner somewhere, certainly. But I wasn't really planning on doing a big, massive, you know, farmer's market type of setup. So I kind of want to wait and see if this has the option to sell digestate. And it's a very slow moving scroll here. So we're going to have to wait this out for a minute. And let's see if digestate is possible to be sold here. Because if it's not, then I've got to find another option for us. I mean, it's looking pretty good. It's looking like it's got everything in here, but... it's going to have to literally scroll for an hour here to find this. There's just so many options that you can sell now in this game. There's so many things. It looks like it's slowing down, though, to me. And I don't see digestate in there. Okay, so that's not going to work then. So I've got to find somewhere else where I can sell digestate. That, or I just have to find some kind of a tank to store it. I mean, that's another option, I guess. I could buy a tank to store the digestate until we're ready to start utilizing it on the fields, right? Okay, so let's see. Container. What do we got here? What do we got? Filled with liquid fertilizer, filled with different products. I don't know what that means. I don't know what different products mean. I don't know if that means I can put in digestate or not. And I don't really want to buy it and then it doesn't work. You know what I mean? It would be kind of a bit of a disaster. But I don't think we have much of a choice besides that, though. I don't feel very, very good about it. I'm going to be honest with you all. $16,000 is a lot of money. If we sold it, we'd only get $8,000 back. Well, no matter what, let's just think this through for a minute. No matter what, we're gonna have to buy one of these anyway, right? So let's just go ahead and purchase it now. Take the license plate off. You know, I don't really prefer license plates, so we'll go ahead and buy that, and then we can at least take something out of that, and then we can figure it out from there, right? If it makes sense for us to put down a silo to store it, or if we find some other sell point, something, then we can kind of make the decision at that point. But we're going to need that no matter what. So let's go pick it up from the store here, and then we'll see from there what we decide to do, right? And while we're driving up here, just kind of show you that this is in a good spot. The pH value is bad because there's no lime or anything on it, but as I've mentioned, it's a grass field. I'm not that concerned about it. So I will go pick that up. I'll meet you back here at the yard. All right, we're back. Let's get this digestate unloaded here. Hopefully this works. I didn't test this. It should. There's no reason that it shouldn't, but I think I have to go on the side here. I don't think I need to go out of the spout. I think it's out over here on the side, I think. Yeah. So based off of that, we should now be moving again, because it should not be stopped any further. Yeah, it looks like it's going again. It is. I can see the grass dropping. Okay, so 8,200 liters is out of there. That's really not that much, as you can tell, right? That's really not much at all. But I guess it'll at least get it going for a little bit longer. But we are definitely going to have to figure out something to do here with the digestate. I'm not really sure what to do. Let me look at the menu again here. Maybe I missed something. Let me just look and see if I can find a sell point that has digestate. Okay, well, some ransom tests, gang. Not on this map, obviously. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money and then it be wasted. But I ran some tests, and none of those things I was looking at are going to work, unfortunately. I still haven't found anything as far as a sell point for a gestate. I'm sure somebody has already made a comment about it over the last couple of episodes, but as I mentioned, I've been kind of recording these heavily in advance because I'm going to be out of town for a long weekend, so I probably haven't had a chance to see them or read them yet, but maybe there'll be something in the comments that we'll find an answer for the digestate. But at least for the time being, we are still moving to the BGA. It will be full rather quickly, but we are moving nonetheless, which means we'll be able to produce a little bit more money that way. So that purchase itself was $3,600, something like that. Hold on, it's $31,500. Sorry. So let's go put some money into the park, and I think we're gonna put in another parking lot. I think that makes the most sense right now. What was it under? Is it under others? I'm pretty sure it was. You'd think I'd have it all memorized by now. Yep, that's where it was. Okay, so there is a smaller option, but I think we want the bigger option right now. I'd honestly like to keep these pretty close to each other, so something like that I think makes the most sense. Just lock them over top of each other. And then we might have to utilize the small one for the next one. So this is more than we have to spend, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and pop that down. Boom, perfect. And then whenever we have a smaller option for us, when we have less we need to spend, we can do that, and I think that's a good space, good amount of space to leave up here for us to drive around. Is it exactly even with this one down here? No, probably not, but I still think that's pretty good. I think we did an okay job, honestly, with just guessing, because that was all complete guesswork. There was no way for me to measure that out well. Not really, at least. So I'm pretty happy with that. Hopefully you are too. And with that, we are going to leave the episode at this point. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for continued support. Thank you to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. We'll see you next time.